Report, and today we're going behind the barricades in Ukraine. Protesters in Kiev have been living in makeshift accommodation for months now, braving freezing temperatures and taking security into their own hands, all in a bid to protect their fellow demonstrators. Well, our correspondents have been on night patrol with one of these self-appointed security teams, and here's their report.
7 in the evening and Vadim is getting ready for guard duty. With his comrade Marian, this 25-year-old from the southwestern city of Chernivtsi will spend the night patrolling the barricades.
Our unit is called VARTA MAIDAN. We keep order on the Maidan.
This flat serves as a dormitory for militants. Thanks to its high vantage point above Independence Square, it's also a surveillance centre for tracking the movements of the riot police.
From this window here, we can see what they are doing. And if they are preparing to attack, we warn the Maidan self-defense organisation.
Via a hidden entrance behind the building, it's out into the cold, minus 20 degrees Celsius.
This is the first barricade. Our guys are manning it and keeping warm by the fire.
Much has been said about the role of far-right groups in the fighting in Kiev, but though they are present and often take the most radical stance, they are actually in the minority.
Here there are just ordinary people who have come to help. No one asked them to, and certainly no one is forcing them or paying them.
Just a few hundred meters from the Ukrainian government's offices, the bottom of Hrushevsky Street is where the worst clashes with police took place. They flared up after the government introduced draconian anti-protest laws that have since been repealed, but not before 2 people died here.
We were taking the wounded out and bringing them to the medical point. And at one point, me and a mate carried a guy out who had just lost 3 fingers.
Things have calmed down since, but these men are still guarding the front.
We won't leave here until the president leaves office. We need to live in a normal country like anywhere in Europe. An ambulance should come when you call for it, for example, in half an hour maximum, not 3 hours like here. We want a normal country.
On the other side, the riot police have their own camp. They also keep watch all night. We head next to the occupied Trades Union House, the protest movement's headquarters. Vadim wants us to meet the head of his unit, Ivan. For years, Ivan worked for the president's party. Last November turned his life upside down.
When the movement started, I was a bodyguard for an MP from the Regions Party. But I decided to side with the Maidan.
Ivan hasn't been home in more than 2 months. He has 30 men at his command.
We make new recruits pass a psychological test. They have to be a help, not a hindrance.
Wearing helmets and carrying makeshift weapons, the Maidan's self-defense teams patrol the occupied areas day and night. A fearsome sight, but one many Kiev residents welcome.
People have the right to protect themselves and their families, their lives. We're talking about self-defense. It's in those terms that most people see things at the moment.
The Maidan today has the atmosphere of a crudely militarized zone, with one great fear hanging over it: the possibility that Viktor Yanukovych will declare a state of emergency and send in the real military to clear the area.
Gulliver Cragg there reporting from Kiev. Well, time for a short break. When we come back, all the latest international headlines. Don't go away.